So studies abroad is becoming very difficult because most international universities or most universities abroad, especially in Europe or the European Union, will always request that you support your admissions with an English proficiency exam or test. In this case, most times they usually ask for the IELTS exam, which is the International English Language Testing System, or the test of English as a foreign language, which is the IELTS, or some even go ahead, especially US universities, to ask for the GMAT, which is the Graduate Records Examination, in this case GRE, not the GMAT, alright? But sometimes they ask for these two universities. Guys, if you are new to the channel, welcome back to the platform. My name is Milton Fonkwa. For those who don't know, on this YouTube channel, we talk about study abroad opportunities, visas abroad, we talk about grants, we talk about fellowships, we talk about scholarships, we talk about all advantages that are at the disposal of a student, all right? But if you didn't know, this is the #1 YouTube channel that you must follow. Guys, now the first thing you need to do for me, please like this video, and the second thing you need to do for me is please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you like the video, YouTube is going to recommend to a brother in Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Pakistan, India who is watching. Remember, the IELTS score is not that cheap. It is very expensive. If you are in Nigeria, you need to spend at least 83,000 naira. If you are in Cameroon, you need to spend at least 168,500 CFA franc. If you are in India, you need to spend at least 15,250 rupees. If you are in Ghana, you need to spend at least 2,240 Ghana cedis. If you are in UAE, you need to spend at least 1,170 dirhams. Or if you are watching from Pakistan, it means that you have to spend at least 42,180 rupees. Now, this is the money if you are found in any of these regions across the globe. You need to pay to write the IELTS exam. So today I am here to bring you good news, and the good news is I am going to be giving you the names of some UK universities in the United Kingdom where you can apply without IELTS score or the test of English as a foreign language. Is that not good news? If that is good news, please do not forget, like I said, like this video for me. Thank you so much for understanding. And without wasting more time, we move directly, and I will be talking about some UK universities like I already told you at the beginning of the videos. I will be talking about some UK universities that you can apply for without the IELTS score, which is International English Language Testing System, or the test of English as a foreign language, which is the TOEFL, alright? Because these are the most common exams, but moreover, some other schools usually request for Duolingo, alright, while others will request for the Cambridge exams, while others will say that collect a proficiency from your university, your former university, and present to us. But you do not need the Duolingo. Some I will be talking about here need the Duolingo, but the Duolingo is not that expensive compared to these other two, IELTS score and the TOEFL score, alright? So without wasting more time, let's dive into the first university. And the first university I will be checking my Jota is called Birmingham City University. Yes, this university is located somewhere in the United Kingdom, and at this university, when you are starting an application, you first of all need to go through the website. Let me also state here that all links will be in the video description box. If you have a problem, please drop a comment down here. And again, before you keep watching the video, guys, please give this video a thumbs up, press the like button, and subscribe below, alright? Because that is how we do it here as a tradition. Now, thank you. When you go to the application portal of Birmingham City University, of course, you are going to find entry requirements. Then you move to the entry requirements, you check where it is said overseas qualification, and of course below overseas qualification you are going to find competence in English language, and it reads, our courses are taught and assessed entirely in English. Therefore, if your first language is not English, you will need to demonstrate appropriate proficiency, which is the IELTS or the TOEFL score I mentioned about. If you need to improve your English before beginning of studies, you may be able to take one of the pre-seasonal English courses. Now, this is where I wanted you to pay attention to. At the university, at the Birmingham City University, you have an opportunity to take a pre-seasonal English course to demonstrate or to show how competent you are in written, writing, listening, and speaking English, alright? So you do not need IELTS score to study in this university. You just need, if you can prove that you have English knowledge. How do you prove this? When you are applying for bachelor's, make sure your WAEC certificate has English on it. It doesn't matter if it's C8 or C6. All right, when you are applying from Cameroon or as a Cameroonian, make sure your O level has English on it, or your advanced level has English on it, or you go to the GCE board and collect a proficiency test. But remember, like I said, you do not need IELTS nor TOEFL nor the proficiency test. All you need to do is to apply and tell them that I have been studying in English, or if your documents have English, of course, you can tell them to give you a pre-season English course if they doubt you. Now, that is the end of the Birmingham City University. Let's move to the next university, which is the second on the list, and we are going to be talking about Conventory University. Now, Conventory University is one of those top universities as well that international students usually move to, but not like a top university. But however, if you must study at Conventory University in the United Kingdom, you should be aware that you may not need the IELTS score. All you need to go is to go to the application timeline and check the program requirements, all right, of your particular course. And there you will realize that they are asking for a C6, all right. For those of you who are coming with WAEC certificates from Nigeria, I will say that if you want to study in this university, make sure that you show them your transcript, or let me say your WAEC certificate if you are applying for bachelor's, and C6 English must be on it, all right. Then if you are applying for masters, of course, you can take a pre-seasonal English course. Master students don't even need to take this, because if your bachelor's is conducted entirely in English language, it shows that you actually have some knowledge of English, all right. Nobody should tell me that I come from Nigeria, I cannot. No, like I said, specific universities have specific application timelines and requirements, so make sure you check yours to know what you are doing. The next university I want to talk about is the University of East Anglia, all right, in UK. Now, this particular university also accepts applications without the IELTS or the TOEFL score, but however, you need to show your Duolingo or the English exam or your certificate to prove that you actually passed English in high school, and which is the certificate I'm talking about, the WAEC certificate. If you are a Nigerian, the WESM must also have English, and of course your O and your advanced, one of them, O level is preferable. It should have English at least a C if you are a Cameroonian. All right, for those who are using the ordinary levels and advanced level certificates, please pay attention to this. And again, if your previous studies was conducted in English, if you check the website, you are going to find all this information. If your previous studies was in English language, you do not need to show IELTS again. And of course, remember I said they also have Duolingo. Duolingo is an English certificate. Sometimes you will find it in most UK universities. They will be asking you to submit Duolingo, but remember the fee for Duolingo is cheap, and you can write it within the comfort of your house, all right? But I think the application fee is close to $50 or euros. So that is what you should know. Now, the other university I want to talk about is the Northumbria University. This university is also one of those top schools in the UK that will accept international students based on the fact that they do not have IELTS or TOEFL. Now, all you need to submit is your WAEC, which is equivalent to C6, your WAEC with English on it. English must be equivalent to C6, or your O level must have English on it, at least a C grade, all right? That is what you should know. Moving further to the next school, the University of Bolton. The University of Bolton is also a very great school, but understand that your WAEC should have English on it. All right, scoring a better grade or a suitable grade at the WAEC level, or let me say in high school, will increase your chance a little further. All right. Now, Cameroonians, pay attention to this. Remember, they didn't specify. If you check the website in the description box, you will find all this. They didn't specify that. So when using an English proficiency from Cameroon, I would suggest you go to the GCE board and tell them to address the English proficiency exam to the University of Bolton. When you are going to the GCE board, sometimes always tell the GCE board to address the envelope that is carrying your English proficiency to the University of Bolton, the particular university you want to deal with, all right? Now, let's move to the next university, and the next university is called the University of West London. I don't know if I talked about this before, but let's just go to the next. At West London, anyways, let me talk about it. There is also a pre-seasonal course that you can study in this university, then you go direct to your bachelor's or master's, all right? This course usually lasts 9 months, 1 year, or even more, but depending on the qualification you have, all right, and where you are coming from. Now, the next university I want to talk about is Bedfordshire University. Bedfordshire University is also a university that requires just your secondary school certificates, all right? But if you want to add any other certificate, it is still very okay. But remember, when you're applying to most of these schools, you should put program requirements into consideration. You might go to the University of Bedfordshire and you do not read what is written on the English section. then at the end of the day you end up submitting a different document. So always make sure that you check what the English requirements are, and your WAEC should have something like a C6. All right, Cameroonians, make sure you have a document from the GCE board to show that you pass English, and your English must be at least a C grade. That is what I'm moving further to the next university. Guys, I want to also quote here that most UK universities are not that cheap. All right, if you are looking for cheaper schools, do not look at United Kingdom, because most of their universities are highly expensive. But however, the advantage is that those universities that are cheaper in Europe, in places like Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Austria, some of them you may need to submit the English exam. All right, the exam I'm talking about, the Ielts or the TOEFL, you may need to submit. But the advantage here is that you will not need this exam to submit, but the tuition fee is higher. All right. Also understand that most of the universities in Austria may not ask for the Ielts as well. It depends on the university anyways. There will be questions there for you to answer. So always look through the program website very well before you start the application. If you cannot do that or can't navigate easily, get the help of somebody, or maybe get the services of somebody who can do the work for you and which you trust the person. All right, so that is what I can say for now. Now, the next university I want to talk about is the University of Bournemouth. All right, at the University of Bournemouth, there is a foundation course you can take. All right, I remember I talked about this university one time ago in a video where I said cheap universities in the UK, because not all UK university or higher education institutions are somehow cheap. When I say cheap, I mean tuition fee that is not up to £10,000. All right, because UK schools are highly expensive. I hope you understand. So there is a foundation course at the University of Bournemouth. You can take that foundation course and improve your English capabilities, and of course you will be admitted full-time, because the admissions letter they are giving to you is not full-time, but they will always tell you the conditions to meet to make it full-time. All right, now let's move further to the other section where we will have the University of Chester. The University of Chester, as a matter of fact, is one of my best. All right, I have actually gone through all the programs, and I realized they have programs from finance, economics, science, and arts. All right, there are a lot of programs at the University of Chester. Now, for English qualifications, you do not need to submit Ielts or TOEFL or Duolingo, but all you need to prove is that you have passed WAEC, and of course your pass mark was at least a C6 in English. All right, so that is what you should know about the University of Bournemouth. Sometimes when you find difficulties, just write an email to them ASAP, or maybe just drop a comment on the comment section to see if they will reply. All right, so that is how you need to go about it to apply for the University of Chester. Understand that most programs in the United Kingdom are 1 year, some 2 years. So when doing the application, do not get confused. Always pay attention to course description or course or programs. All right, now let's look into the next university, which is the University of Westminster. All right, this university actually will not ask you for IELTS score, but they will ask for a language certificate, which is Duolingo. All right, remember I said Duolingo is written online. You can write Duolingo at the comfort of your zone, and of course, you are not going to move out of your house. So if you do not have enough money to take the IELTS and you think you need the IELTS, it is not IELTS general, guys. Please. The IELTS you are writing is not IELTS general. I forgot to explain these things. A lot of people get confused. There is academic, which is for immigration purpose, and which is for immigration purpose in terms of study opportunities. Yes, while there is general section, which is for mostly for jobs. All right, if you want to move for a job to Europe, you are going to write by the general aspect or other means. All right, but if you want to apply for a school, take the academics, and remember it expires after 2 years. Now that is for the University of Westminster, which uses Duolingo as a way to prove that they actually, the students coming to this university will obviously show this as a way to prove their English capabilities. But in some cases, you may not necessarily have this. All right, it doesn't matter. In as much as you are okay to go. Now let's talk about one of the very last, the University of Portmouth. The University of Portmouth does not need IELTS score. All they want from you is to show your WAEC certificate or your NECO certificate with at least a C6. All right. Also understand that Duolingo is very important when submitting application at the University of Portsmouth. All right, and again, Cameroonians, understand that to study in the UK is not bonbon or biscuit. All right, so there is something you need to do when trying to move abroad. Always try to be economical. All right, in such a way that if you are hooked up somewhere at the airport, you can easily pay and pass your way. I hope you understand. Not like we are saying that things are going to happen. So if you do not have money like 168 if you are a Cameroonian. If you do not have the 1,170 dirhams if you are located in Dubai, or if you don't have 15,000 Indian rupees if you are located in India, then you do not need to take the test. Just put in the work and check these schools one after the other. If you have a program there, you juxtamix them. All right, so understand that IELTS is really a problem nowadays, especially when it comes to scholarship. Remember, I'm talking about university admission. Scholarship is different, grants are different, funding is different, assistantships are different. All right, I had mentioned this in my previous videos, and I'll be talking about that when I fully engage into United States. All right, so that is what you should understand. If you do not have this money to write this exam, you should check these universities in case you want to study in the United Kingdom, because it is very necessary. Anyways, it is always good to see a girl going to school and acquiring big degrees. All right, I hope this video helps you. There are other programs I'm going to talk about soon from Lithuania. All right, so that you can also put them down for me, or if you can't put them down, then